The success of every school largely depends on the leadership and management, not forgetting the ethos, values, and policies if adhered to. The leadership and management of every school can either make or mar the school. I am Uche. This is Educator's Couch Session. Joining me today is a seasoned educator and school leader, Mrs. Oluwatosin Oladipo, popularly known as Mrs. O. You're welcome, Mrs. O.
Thank you so much.
It's so good to have you. And what better person to actually dissect this theme or this topic today than you? I was just thinking, who is not biased, who would say it the way it is, and who would hit the nail on the head. So you're very welcome to Educator's Couch Session, Mrs. O. So how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you, Uche. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Okay, so let's just go straight into it. Today we're going to be talking about school leadership and management, uncensored, really. Nothing hidden, real stories, real experiences. But first, I'd like to start by asking, who would you say a school leader is? Now, I'm not talking about in relation to qualifications or certificates. Who is a school leader? Because I want to believe that every school leader goes beyond just their qualification or their years of experience. So who would you really say a school leader is?
For me, a school leader is the person that is charged with the responsibility of the day-to-day running of the school. And that can entail a lot, have a lot of, little tidbits in there, but truly the person that is in charge of the day-to-day running. And it spans, it's much more than academics. You have admin, you have profit and loss accountability. But that person that you would hold responsible for anything happening there is the school leader.
Okay, so I hear you say finances and budget, and so you're saying that every school leader should have a little knowledge of finance and safety, of course, but it's the finance part that really got me. So what, someone like me, I really don't like numbers. So how do you tell me as a school leader who doesn't like numbers to actually keep track of the finances of the school?
Okay, so you're running the school. See the school like a business, like the company that you're running. It's impossible for you to budget, it's impossible for you to plan if you don't have an idea of your income and your expenditure. Because as a school leader, yes, most times in your schools you have an accountant, you have somebody in finance, somebody in admin. Sometimes in schools, you have somebody doing both roles, but you need to have insight, because the essence of having your finances is for you to be able to budget accurately. So for instance, all of us are in third term.
Yeah.
If a true school leader should have insight into what their proposed income should be for next session. You should have sorted out your numbers in such a way that you should also be able to account for inflation. The plus or minus, yes, you might have less students, yes, you might have more, but can you accurately say, I am expecting X amount next term. I am expecting to spend this next term. What am I expecting to put aside as savings? You can't. You see some schools, particularly if you are a school leader as an employee, you might not have insight into finances, but ideally, every school leader should have. You should know, because you should tell if you are running a profitable business or if you are even barely able to break even. And breaking even means your total revenue equals your total cost. It is what comes in that you're spending. You don't have a dime to it. But like I say, every school leader needs to know.
Yeah, so I hear you, and I know everyone hears you as well. So what do you do in a case, because you mentioned if you're an employee, right? So there's some times that your hands are tied. And so you have projects. Yes, I know. You have projects that you need to accomplish, and really, if you want to go through due process, it will take a long time, and you would have your projects being delayed or held back. So what do you do? Because I know some school leaders have said to me, I use my money. So in that situation, what do you do? We want to know what has worked for you and what you would advise that school leaders do, especially school leaders that are employees.
Okay, I mean, this is a good one. I'm a school leader, but I'm also an employee. What happens is that I report to the coordinator of the board of trustees, and what is critical is that before the academic session, my budget for the year has been drawn. What happens and what really scares a lot of people is that you think that the figure in your budget should be accurate. No, it's an estimation. So for instance, I'm thinking this is first term income, schools, the sources of income can be tuition, have your school lunch, all those things. You have that.
Extracurricular activities,
exactly.
yeah.
Those are income. And expenses, what are the things you spend money for? School events and everything. Budget. So before you even go into that term, you have an insight, plus or minus, what you need to do. You know that you have a school calendar, you have school events. I'm not ruling out the fact that
some things can just come up.
But then you've created it in such a way that I cannot expect to have an event next week. Then I'm chasing the money this week. That's bad planning. I have an event next week.
I agree.
You have your schedule, you have your standard operating procedures that says that if I have, for instance, first term, every school probably has a Christmas production. Christmas production is first week in December. Trust me, your money should come in because sometimes you need to deal with vendors.
Yeah, true.
Before you go on half term, sort it out in such a way that everybody gets paid. Now, you might have a situation where you, like you mentioned, you're unable to get the money out. That is where communication matters. If you're speaking with your boss to say, look, we need to do X, Y, Z. I need this amount. I am unable to get this. This is the ripple effect of that.
Yeah.
Putting your personal funds into that, because it's bad planning, I'm sorry. Because then you mix, even if you are the school leader and the owner of the school, you shouldn't mix personal funds with school funds.
True.
Worst case scenario, pay yourself a salary, don't take your hands into it, and do those things. What usually happens is that, many times you want to save face.
True. Very true.
Sometimes, to be honest with you, you allow things to go south so that it can be right.
Wow. But I hear you. You allow that's difficult because I'm a school leader as well.
Yes.
So you allow things go south. Let's assume you allow things go south.
Yes.
It affects the image of the school. So you see, then you as the school leader, you just have to find a way to make it work.
Let me go back to this thing where I said communication. As a school leader, it is very, very important that you learn to manage your bosses. You will know the type of boss you have. You should know how to manage your boss if you're not getting information from them, i.e., I need to get something signed, you're not signing. I need to speak with you. This is what is happening. Do you understand? What happens is most times people just put up their hand, well, it's not my business. It's not my father's business. I'm just an employee. No. You have a responsibility there. So you, like I might have glossed over it, but I actually mean sending information out to say, can I have a meeting with you? We have this. This is what we need to do. It is easy for you to say you're dipping your hands into your pockets because maybe you want to spend 10,000 or 20,000. What if it is
it's higher? Exactly.
You're not going to dip your hands into that. So what
True.
would you do? I need to speak with you. They're human beings. They will speak with you. Because forget that, yes, you're saying the image. The image isn't you. You do not own the business. The business is actually owned by some set of people. So this is it. Everybody wants a failed business.
Yeah, true.
So you need to get to a stage where you are able to communicate effectively, objectively, without emotions getting involved. That this is the business. This is much more than me, Mrs. Ho. This is what we need to do. We need to have this. What happens with most school leaders is that they get very emotional when they are doing these things. You bring in your emotions, you are upset about it. It has nothing to do with that. Put it aside and say, this is what we need to do. And I'm also going back to that thing that many times school leaders don't even have an insight into finances. That is why
I think that's a very
they don't know what to say.
Yeah, I think that's a very big challenge.
We are running at a loss. Except you are living under a rock. You are in Nigeria right now and you are not being hit with cost of diesel. Are we joking? any school leader right now should have you should by the end of second term, something should have been done to your third term budget, because the cost of diesel in January is very different from the cost of diesel in May now. But many people don't know, well, I don't know, I have an accountant.
True.
So that's really what I
Very true. I totally agree. And like I said, the idea of finances for school leaders can be very challenging, especially for those who are not in that field or those who have not been exposed to that. Okay, so as a school leader, I know most times we just go on with our work and we just want to believe that we're doing things the right way, even if sometimes it doesn't seem so. So what unbiased evidence do you gather, right, either from your boss or from your members of staff, your teachers, to know that, okay, I'm doing the right thing, or because sometimes, like I said, we just believe that we're doing the right things, but it's when we have situations like appraisal, evaluation, we're like, oh, I wasn't really doing this right. So how do you know as a school leader that you are actually on the right track with everybody?
So you see, one thing I've always done is I have an open door policy. I do not wait till end of term or end of year. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I do not wait till end of year appraisals to get feedback, because what's the sense of an appraisal?
Yeah, it's feedback.
It's one-on-one conversations. I speak. I have created a culture that allows people to speak. Did I get there in one day?
No.
Because many times we say we want feedback, we don't really know it. Many times people are giving you feedback and the entire non-verbal communication is saying, I really don't like what you're saying. So the very first thing I did with my team is, please tell me, my face might give me away, but trust me that I need it. I have a system where I have suggestion boxes. You might not know how to come up to Mrs. O because the world says don't come up to your boss. Tell your boss that I don't like what you said. So the right in there, I read it, speak with them. Sometimes, and parents, staff are not the only stakeholders you have.
True.
Parents, except I'm not at work or I'm ill, I'm out there every morning. Why am I greeting you? I'm looking, I'm engaging you. The parent that is always chatty every morning, suddenly very quiet.
There's something.
Hello, which is mommy. How are you? And then parents know to see you out there. Oh, Mrs. O, 1 second. Oh, Mrs. O, 1 second. And they tell me, and I'm quick to let them know that I don't have a perfect system. So I'm very glad to get your feedback. Worst case scenario, I'll tell you, I haven't heard about this. Please give me some time. Let me tell you this. Even the students as well, they know, because many of them, they're teachers for obvious reasons, safety. You can't allow a child to be roaming outside of the class because, hey, I'm going to Mrs. O to tell her that the teacher looked at me, or one boy looked at me and said something. So the suggestion box is also there. They know every Friday before I go home, I go on all the floors, get my letters, over the weekend, read and see the things to do. So it's actually creating an enabling environment that allows for feedback. And feedback in such a way that they don't feel attacked or ignored. It is heard. Sometimes it is, I have heard, my hands are tied, I can't do anything. It is, I heard I will do something. It is, I have heard this is really ridiculous, but it's that hasn't always worked for me. And I do that such that when they come for their end of year appraisal, we're not saying anything new. The appraisal is like, I'm literally looking forward to my end of year appraisal for this year, because I've said to them, I need you to, when I'm talking to you, you need to be able to tell me the things you've done this year. Innovative things. Tell me the value you've added to the system. That's the conversation I want. The conversation at the end of the year is not, oh, you've been coming to work 5 times, that you've dealt with. You need to report it. It is progressive. It is to say, this is how your year has been. You've improved here. I think you need to do here. And sometimes be ready to have those tough conversations when someone says, I think my time is up here and I need to go. And be able to say, you know what, could I have done anything better? What can I do to make it stay? And if the person says, well, nothing, also understand that sometimes it's just time for the
it's just what it is.
Ask, okay, what are your plans? I want to be that school leader that would ask you, what are your plans? You're thinking about this. Well, how about considering this? Such that 2 years down the line, if I see you, I want to say hello. And not that you're carrying your face because, hey, the way you left the system was really bad. So that's really it for me.
Okay, so the conversation continues in just a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. So just before we went on the short break, you said something that really caught my attention, and that was when teachers want to move. I know that this is the season. This is the season where teachers try to find new environments, and try to find new schools too. So as a school leader, that can be very, very challenging because most times they throw you off balance. There are really some good teachers who would inform you before they leave. But what of those who don't tell you? And then school just opens in September and you find out, oh, your year 4 teacher isn't there. So what do you do? Do you panic? Or do you have like a bank of CVs for people that you can just call? So what have you done? Because I'm very sure that you've had that experience once or twice. So what have you done to salvage the situation?
This is what they call the great resignation. But to be honest, as a good school leader, you should have that ability to forecast. Meaning, I'm not going to wait for you to resign.
So are you saying that you should have backup year 4 teachers, year 3 teachers?
Have a system, and this is something, have a system that grooms teachers. For example, have teaching assistants that you are looking at to place in classrooms. Before you go on holiday, recruit and hold on. And hold on. I mean, some of them will always hold that stand. You would always have systems that have structures, policies in place. Ideally, what is staff to do is, give notice and leave.
Notice, exactly.
Some of them don't. And I think it's time that, if there's some form of, what is it called now? Regulation that states that, look, schools do their due process before you hire. You shouldn't really be worried because anyone who needs you, my teacher comes to your studies to ask, you don't even need to stress. It's just to ask that person that, get me a reference from your last.
Yeah.
But I mean, that aside, human beings will always be human beings. So it's just to have your backup. As I speak with you, I'm recruiting. It's not even news for those that are there. You need to get to a stage where people can't hold you to ransom.
Yeah, true.
I like you, but if you are the kind of person that is going to up and leave, then you're not the person for my system.
That's a very mature statement. Yeah, because I've seen some school leaders who get angry, and they just make a fuss out of it, especially for the people. They're no longer on talking terms because you left. But like you said, you need to build a system where you know that it's something that is inevitable, most times. Okay, so as a leader, how do you strike a balance, right? You don't want to be seen as uptight, but you also don't want to be perceived as relaxed or as biased or too friendly or too nice. So how do you strike a balance? Because I know most times some leaders want to be liked, just like me, and so they see a lot of wrong things and they don't speak. Because of course, if I speak, teachers are just going to not like me, and there's some that they really don't care. I just need to get the job done. But I'm in that school of thought that there has to be a balance. So how do you strike that balance?
I think striking that balance is very delicate, very, very delicate and very tricky. In the sense that the truth is, everybody likes to be liked.
True.
But then, applying tough love, they know me. I come to work, I'm going to call you out if you did do well. And the next minute, I'm going to call you and laugh. I'll probably say happy birthday to you. I'll probably show up if you have an event. But you know that there's no guile. You know that it has to do with the job. You know that it is not personal. I separate you from the event. have a fantastic personal relationship with you, but when it comes to your job, you have better limits because your inability to do that job affects me.
Of course,
so
of course.
It is a lack of disrespect for me as a person if you do not do your work well and expect me to pat you on the back because I have a relationship with you. You're literally sitting in front of me and we are chatting and I'm asking you how your weekend is, and the next minute I'm pulling out your query and giving to you and telling you why you do this. It's on the job.
Wow.
It's on the job. You sit in front of me, you are having a meltdown, you don't like what it is. I tell you to please get up, use my restroom, wash your face.
Wow.
Sit back. No, we won't have that conversation.
Wow.
But it's I mean 2, 3, 5 years down the line, they will look back and be grateful.
And be grateful.
Somebody was honest enough to tell them, why would I pat you on the back and you're doing a shoddy job for me?
True.
It's impossible. I won't do it.
That is I think that has just answered. I know a lot of school leaders listening and watching have probably had that challenge, and true. I know.
I realized that, you know what? One, I accept the fact that I don't have perfect people. So that it took somebody on my team looked at me and said, we're actually not perfect. I said, that's true. I do hold you to a standard. I will not drop that standard. But I also understand that you're a human and you will mess up. If you do mess up and it has an effect, you will get it. But it's really going to end there because I'm telling you, it is for the company. The company is much more than me. Sometimes I'll stand and say, see that seat, somebody sits there. It has nothing to do with Mrs. O. It is that this thing, we need to run it and run it effectively. And this is your part in there. If you don't do your part well, you are giving me stress because that means I have to do your work and I can't. I don't even earn your salary anyway, so why should I?
Yeah. Okay, so just before we go, there's one question that I would like to ask. What do you do as a school leader when you have someone on your team that is smarter than you?
Oh my goodness. That is the icing on the cake. The person has done the job. I know a lot of people struggle with this because
true.
To be honest,
it has to come from you as the school leader. The ideas must come from you. But what do you do when you're in that situation?
I mean, the person was hired to do that job, except you're saying the person is able to do my own job better. But if the person is smart enough to do, that's why they were hired. If I am on a hiring committee, I'm going to hire the smartest person because that person gets to do the job faster, do the job better. So it is a credit to my team that I have fantastic people. This is a job. I'm trying to make my work easy.
Amazing. It has been super awesome having you. But before we go, we have a little game. It's called Quick One, right? It's just, we're educators. Yeah, you do. We're educators. So even when we go into our classrooms, we have icebreakers but this one comes at the end. So we just have a little fun before we go. So you're just going to answer questions in 1 minute, right? Just as fast as you can. Are you ready?
Hopefully.
Okay. Chill at home or hang out? Anywhere in the world?
How did I don't. Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
Right now, Kenya.
Kenya. Biggest fear? Failure. Last movie you watched?
How did I just skip? Oh, Glamour Girls.
Meal for life?
I don't know, but that's a hard one. I like a lot of things. Not necessarily meal, but I can take tea every day. Not a meal, but just.
Oh, nice. Wash dishes, iron, laundry, clean the house. Yeah, you have to. Wash dishes, okay. Never caught doing.
Never caught standing next to a dog.
Wow, really? You're scared of dogs?
Yes.
I think I'll get you a dog as a birthday present. Surprises, yay or nay?
Nay.
Nay, you don't like surprises?
I like surprises, but I want to know about it then.
But it's not a surprise anymore.
This is why I hesitated. I like surprises, to be honest.
Okay. What superhero would you rather be? That's a teacher question. It's a question we always ask educators. Because our children see us as superheroes, really.
I don't know.
Really?
So
Never thought of it.
never thought of it actually.
Oh. Okay, but I
Maybe
think
because I don't like any of this Marvel. So you won't find me. I really don't know. But the last that I say is maybe growing up and watching what's the one that flies? Spikes. No.
Superman. Yeah. Also, you be Superman, Superwoman. I think there's Superwoman, Supergirl. Oh, okay. Favorite animal? Catwoman. Oh, the way she walks, you know. Okay, favorite animal? Not even a bird, like
None.
really?
Not a fan.
A cat?
Worse off.
Oh,
Even though I said I like Catwoman.
okay.
No, I hate that.
So it has been so amazing having Miss O with us. But before she goes, we have a little gift for her. Yes, we do.
Yay.
Can we have our pillow, please? Yes, Mrs. O. So we have this for you from
it.
Couch Session.
Oh.
Thank you for being a part of Couch Session today. It was really amazing having you on set, and we hope to have you again, of course.
1 minute question.
No, but we can't do without that, really. Okay, so it has been Couch Session. Remember, we are changing the narrative one educator at a time. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Uchi1 and on YouTube at Uche Okoro. Till I see you next time, have a fantastic day.
The Wizard.